Chapter 7. The little blue-haired girl smiled at her parents until she saw another person came between her parents. She was going to greet him, but there was something wrong with him. No, it would have been better if only Ram had been safe. That's right. You said it. Then, everyone was here in the forest. They're all looking at Rem with their dark look expression. No emotion. Yes, if only that useless Rem had died. It would have been best if only Ram had lived. Rem covered her ears and closed her eyes to ignore them. But, she kept hearing the ghostly voice in her head. The voices are terrible and nightmare. They forced her to be dead. Her eyes were tears with fear and pain. Rem doesn't want to hear it anymore. She's too scared. She needs a help to forget the voices from her head. Someone must do something for her before the fear overcomes her. Suddenly, a miracle of light shined Rem and banished the ghosts from her. The voices are gone now, so she opened her eyes and looked at the new place with shock expression on her face. She's in the sky so high and can see the clouds. She felt so nice to be in the sky, but she found another feeling. It was so warm, but she noticed someone is carrying her, which is how she got into the sky. Do you like it? The little girl heard a gentle voice from the male as she looked it up at him. She met Angel with a yellow coat and had a gentle smile on his face. Suddenly, Rem woke up from the dream. She doesn't remember that one because she had the same nightmare before. It was different dream that she never had that before. What was this dream? She asked as she held the pillow tightens. This dream was kinda nice. Man, this is my favorite jacket. Naruto said sadly as he looked at his damaged black-orange jacket. Rem in Oni mode managed to damage his clothes with the morning star. The blue-haired maid was strong in Oni mode because he saw her destroyed a lot of demon beasts. But, the problem is she can't control that mode very well. Her fighting style is so raw and wild. Her personality has changed into crazy or psycho. She was a cold killer because she tried to kill Naruto. However, the good news is he found a way to stop her by hitting her horn. After the battle was over, Naruto brought Rem to the mansion and told her sister to take care of her. The things are alright, but he had to go back to the village to search for a little girl with blue hair who brought Wolfgarm in puppy form in the village. Unfortunately, he didn't find her because she's already escaped. Though, she won't come back again. Asterisk knock. Knock, asterisk. Naruto paused his thoughts as he turned to the door when he heard. He walked toward the door and opened it for a person who knocked on it. Rem? He blinked in slight surprise as he found the blue-haired maid stands in front of his room. Morning, Naruto. Her voice was very low and soft. She usually says it with a normal voice when she greets him, but her voice has changed. Her facial expression isn't so happy after the battle from last is over. Without asking a question, he slowly opened the door wider. Come in. Naruto said as he stepped aside for her. Rem didn't nod or say anything as she entered his room. Rem, is there something wrong? Rem didn't answer him as she passed him and he closed the door. She then ran towards him and grabbed his hand without hesitation. Are you mad? She asked with a guilt face as she looked at him. What? No, I'm not mad at you. He replied as he looked at her hands hold his hand. They're shaking with pain and sorrow. I'm sorry for hurting you, Naruto-kun. Hey, that's alright. My body feels fine and you didn't hurt me. It's no big deal. I understand the situation that I am a powerless and incompetent demon clan dropout. This is why I cannot reach my sister's level. I am just a failed substitute. Rem said as she started to release the tears from her eyes. Why was I one who kept her horn? Why was my sister the one to lose her horn? Why did my sister only have one? Why did we have to be twins? Well, Rem, you keep putting Rem on a pedestal and undermining yourself, but if she were your position, I don't think she'd be any better off. In reality, she is weaker than you, she can't cook, slacks off on the job, says mean things. Why, you're wrong. You wouldn't say that if she still had her horn. But Ram doesn't have her horn, so I don't know about her. Naruto said as he lifted her chin up and wiped her tears with a thumb. You are kind, hardworking, always do your best, and your breasts are bigger than hers. Then, Rem got blushed and huffed when he said her breasts are bigger than her sister's. Naruto had no idea why in the hell did he say that to her. It's true her breasts are bigger than Ram's breasts. Damn, someone is watching him. He felt like Jiraiya is watching him from heaven. But I have always just been a substitute for my sister. Rem said as she looked down, but a hand stopped her from looking down as she stared at Naruto. These feelings what she got from him, she felt so warm in her heart and cannot stop looking at him. Stop saying to yourself that way. It's sad and hurts my heart. Failing doesn't give you a reason to give up as long as you believe. He said as he saw her tears kept flowing, so he wiped them again. This girl. All you have to is be the horn Rem doesn't have. So you two can be a demon together. It doesn't have to be like that kind of sad things, Remington. But dash. No but, Remington. Do you remember what I say from yesterday? I'm going to come after all that hate inside them as well so someday. I want to be friends with demons. They have a heart and they can make you laugh. Naruto said. Laugh and smile, Rem. Take off that sad face. I'm not strong like you. I am, very weak. You are strong because you have people to protect. Rem's eyes widened with shock as she looked at Naruto. This man showed his true nature of happiness and reality to her. You are strong because you have people to protect. Naruto repeated with a smile. When people are protecting something truly special to them, they truly can become as strong as they can be. One day, I promise you that if you're protecting something truly special to you, you can become as strong as I can be. As we keep moving forward, I promise we can lean on each other again. Let's laugh and smile together. A promise? Rem asked. Yep, that's right. I won't break a promise. I won't run away anymore. I won't go back on my word. The blonde shinobi said as he fisted himself on his heart. That is my ninja way. The warmth of his words shines her body and her heart. She smiled and can't stop her tears anymore as she began to hug him, wrapping her arms around his waist and never let go of him. This feeling is so nice and warm to her. She felt she was being protected by this blonde human. Her eyes widened with surprise when Naruto's arms wrapped her body and hugged her back. However, she closed her eyes and enjoyed his embrace. Naruto. Yeah. Promise? I never break the promise. I promise. This man is the one who warms her heart from the cold. How was your feeling, Naruto? You fought Rem in Oni mode and fought the big Woolgarm. Emilia asked. I'm okay. I have a healing factor, remember? Naruto reminded her. Emilia remembered that Naruto can heal himself from 4 days ago. He got cut on his cheek from Elsa's blade, but it healed itself instantly for him. It was true that Naruto defeated Elsa because he's strong, but when he went into the forest to save children with Rem, it worried her. Truthfully, she almost went after him to help him to save the children, but Puck told her not to be worried and Naruto told her, too. Both of them were right, but leaving Naruto alone and do on his own isn't her thing. She just didn't want him to get hurt. Emilia almost forgot that Rem went with him and helped him to find the children. Anyways, they came back alive and rescued the children from the forest. Maybe, she needs to calm down and stop worry about Naruto. Emilia closed her eyes and sighed with a smile. You've saved us again. She said. Naruto asked as he looked at her. Even though I brought you to the mansion to reward you for saving me, instead, you've gone and saved us again. Emilia said with a smile as she turned around to him. Thank you so much. Hey. It's fine to bail. I wouldn't be able to stop feeling indebted if I don't reward you. There she goes again. She showed her cute expression to Naruto when he said, it's fine. Whatever he tried to say he doesn't want the reward from her, she's going to keep saying that to him again. He usually doesn't take rewards from everyone because he did it for free. Usually, I don't take a reward, but let me think about it. He said as he noticed her glares at him. He knew that would anger her. What is that supposed to mean? Emilia asked as she walked in front of him and stopped him. It means you have to wait until I will give you an answer. Naruto, this is serious. I want to give you a reward, but you don't know what you want. Honestly, yeah, he doesn't know what kind of rewards he wants. No? He asked honestly as he poked his fingers to her forehead. That's her to bail. She said as she used that catchphrase from Naruto. Sorry, but you have to wait until I know what I want. He said. Fine. Emilia said as she crossed her arms and gave him a disappointed look. Damn him. He flicked and poked on her forehead. That is not so nice of him for doing that to her. Anyways, how was your studies? Getting better? He asked. Way better than before. It's all thanks to your advice that helped me to understand, especially your book. She said. My book? Emilia placed her hands on the heart. Yes, your teacher is special and inspires me to do the right thing. It understands me war, conflict, and hatred that occupies the world. Also, thank you and your teacher. I want to respect both of you. She smiled. Thank you, Emilia. He said with a smile as he looked up at the sky. It felt nice to learn that Emilia enjoys Jiraiya's book and respects him. The half-elf and the shinobi blonde walked together while talking at each other. They're on their way to the village to visit the children after they were cured. The children should be awakening today. Before visiting the village, Naruto noticed Emilia put the hood on with two pointed ears. She wore a white cloak. Back from the capital where he first met her, she didn't wear a cloak with her. Now, she wore a white cloak before they're going to visit the village. Emilia, why did you put your hood on? Naruto asked. Oh. I didn't tell you that. The reason why I wore this because they scared to see me as a half-elf. I have to put on my hood, so they won't see my presence. Emilia said as she looked away from him. Wearing the hood in front of him, she was embarrassed because she didn't tell him. Emilia. The half-elf looked it up at him as she stopped when he stopped. His voice changed a soft tone. He showed his worry expression to her when he found out why she brought the cloak. His blue eyes turned into sad and hurt. Emilia had to wear a hood for every village and capital every day. Seeing her hood on, it was heartbreaking to see her like that and how people treat her. It was his first time seeing her wear a hood for village and capital because of her appearance of half-elf and Satella, the Witch of Envy. Humans don't like her for being here. I am so sorry for not telling you. I didn't want to ruin your day. Emilia gasped with a blush as she felt the warm feeling on her cheeks. His hands aren't touching her, but her hood seems to pull down to reveal her beautiful face. She wants to stop him from pulling her hood down, but she didn't stop him. She let him pull the hood, so she can see his face. Her eyes are focusing on his azure eyes. They're beautiful with great emotions. Emilia, did you forget the promise? Her eyes are widened with shock. She heard the familiar word before. She remembered the promise Naruto made that he won't let the humans' hatred get into her mind and her heart. He didn't forget about that promise because he never broke it. No matter what people think of you. No matter what anyone says about you. No matter what you think of yourself, I will always stay right beside you. If they say bad things about you, I won't let their hatred get into your mind and your heart. If there is a thing such as peace, I will find the answer. So I won't give up. Naruto said as he saw Emilia's tears from her eyes hearing his promise. He wiped them away with his hands. I want you to be happy for me and Puck. Naruto. Emilia said softly as she grabbed his before it's moving away from her. She held his hand for one time because she wanted to feel the warm feeling from him. Naruto was her guardian angel and never forget the promise. What is this feeling? Why does he have everything? Emilia. The silver-haired girl blushed as she lets go of his hand quickly and turned away from him. It's nothing. Shall we keep going? She asked. Right. Naruto said. They finally arrived in the village to check things how it going. Everyone seemed alright after what happened from the night, but they're on patrol. By the way, have you found the girl yet? Emilia asked. No, I didn't find her because she already escaped before I came back. Naruto said. Naruto. Naruto. Both of them looked at the direction where the voice was until a group of children jumped into Naruto. He fell on the ground as he received a group hug from them. They're all right and healthy well. Emilia giggled at him and the children while watching them. Those kids love Naruto. Hey, kids. Miss me? Naruto asked. Yeah. Thank you for saving us. You really are the hero. They like you. Emilia said as she watched Naruto gets up from the ground after the children got off him. You have no idea. He said. Emilia-sama. The two heard someone calling her name as they turned to the old lady. Her name is Mild Erlem, the chief of the Erlem village. She approached them, only looking at Emilia. The silver-haired girl was nervous, but Naruto is right beside her. So, she needs to face her fear on her own. Thank you for saving the children. Mild said as she bowed to Emilia, which made her confused about that. I didn't do anything. She said. It was because your new friend rescued the children. He told me all about you. Mild said as she looked at Naruto and Emilia. However, she continued to look at Emilia. Emilia-sama, I would like to apologize about how my people give you bad treatment. It's okay. She said with a slight smile before she saw the group of villagers who came here. Then, they bowed to her. Thank you so much. Hey, there's no need to thank me. She protested. If it weren't for you and your new friend, children would have been gone forever. We're sorry, Emilia-sama. The half-elf widened her eyes with shock and cannot believe they apologized to her. They showed their respect for her because she saved the children. She didn't do anything because it was her friend Naruto who saved them. However, the villagers were telling both of them. She remembered what Naruto told her about her dream to become king. She never forgets that and never gives up. Facing her fear was hard, but she faced it. Now, the villagers respect to her. She won't forget those feelings from them in this place. Hey. Emilia. Emilia looked down at Petra who called her name. What is it? She asked kindly. You're Naruto's girlfriend. Does that mean you're going to take him away from me? She said. Then, Naruto and Emilia got blushed at her question as they shook their head to disagree. Well, that was an unexpected question from Petra. And no, we're just friends. Naruto said. Petra. Naruto and I were just friends like he said. Emilia said as she looked at Naruto. Her cheeks are so red and her heartbeat went so fast. And, aren't you a little bit too young? So. When I grow up, I'm going to marry him. She said as she pointed at Naruto. Emilia, don't take it so seriously. They're just joking. Naruto said with a smile as the silver-haired girl showed him a cute pout. No. I can't get over the kids. She said as she received a head pat from him, but she admitted she's having fun with children. She wouldn't mind playing with them, but she hates when they teased her about love relationships. I love you. The voice kept echoing in his mind as he stopped washing the dish in the kitchen. Naruto placed his hand on the head and shook it to forget the voice. But, he kept hearing that voice again and again. He tried to forget it again, but the voice is stuck in his head. He kept hearing the voice says, I love you. It's almost like it's haunting him in his mind. This is very strange because he never had the voice in his head before. Well, Kurama and the other Bijus are in his head and able to talk to him. However, he doesn't even who voice it was, but he can tell it was a female. Naruto-kun. Naruto turned around to look at Rem and she had worried looks on her face. She noticed him. He stopped washing and went silent without saying words. At the shove, Ram has observed him with narrowed eyes. Emilia and Puck are here, too, because they wanted to help them. They stared at Naruto with a concerned expression. It's great to see everyone worried about him, but they don't to be like that. Of course, Naruto is a shinobi and can handle his things. He has been through the war and fought enemies who tried to destroy his village. However, he needs to stop pushing himself or else they'll get worried. They mustn't know that Naruto has a return from death ability. The shadow arms will hunt him when he tells them. What's up? He asked as he dried his hands with a towel. Are you okay, Naruto-kun? You looked a little pale and quiet. Rem asked as she noticed his skin is pale a little. He usually has high energy and always helped them, but right now, he was different. I'm okay, Remington. Naruto said with a slight smile as he put his on her head and stroked it gently. Getting a stroke on her hair by him, Rem felt so nice of his hand and smiled at him. She wouldn't mind getting touched by him because she wanted this feeling again. Naruto was the angel who protects her from the darkness. But still, she worried about Naruto because he wasn't himself like before. He always had high energy and cheerful man, but his attitude has changed for bits. Not really changed, but just a little bit. You sure, Naruto? Emilia asked with worried. I'm sure, Emilia de Bayo. Naruto said as he tried to calm everyone down. Well, a good thing that Roswell wasn't here because he said he'll be gone for late, so he'll come back today tonight. Naruto stills don't trust him a lot because he sensed the negative emotions of him. Something wasn't quite right about him. He needs to find out what's his goal. Naruto can't help it if the clown guy is doing suspicious things. Naruto, maybe you should stop and try to relax. You just came back from the last night and rescued the children. Puck said as he flew in front of him. Maybe Emilia and Rem are right. No worry, Puck. I'm completely fine. Naruto said as he looked outside in seconds and remembered it. I'm going to train for a bit. After that, I'm going to talk with Beatrice. He began to leave the kitchen to train outside, but he noticed Rem follows him. Rem, why are you following me? He asked. It was Emilia-sama's request because she isn't too sure if you okay or not. Rem said as she remembered the one day that Naruto collapsed. Also, I'm worried about your health. I'm fine, Remington really. Naruto pleaded. I have to make sure you're okay, Naruto-kun. I'm okay. You can leave now. I can't leave you and disobey Emilia-sama's order. Then, I will tell her that you don't have to watch me. Emilia-sama won't agree with your request. Just leave me. No. Leave me alone. No. Please dash. No. You didn't even let me finish dash. No. No. Fine. You can come with me. Naruto sighed as he saw Rem shows her smile. Can't help it, but had to agree Rem's offer. Though, it's great to see her smile again. Naruto-kun, what would you do in your training? Rem asked. Pretty much hand-to-hand combat. I guess it's only the way I can do it. Naruto said with a bored tone. He had been training with Bijus before he arrived here, so pretty much he can do anything. Well, he did train with Emilia, so she can get better at hand-to-hand combat if she used too much magic. She's a fast learner and hard worker. Actually, he got a new idea for Rem since she's with him now. Naruto-kun. The blue-haired maid wondered as the blonde man stopped and turned around to her. Do you have something in your mind? Yes, I have something in my mind. He grinned. You better explain to me how did you remove the curse? Beatrice asked seriously as she sat on the chair. Naruto dropped his sweat for using Kurama's chakra to remove the curse. It wasn't too hard to find it, but he heard the curses are hard to detect. Anyways, he came to Beatrice because she wanted to ask him about his magic. She means the yellow glowing chakra. Well, what can I say? I want to tell you that, but I can't. You know why I don't want to explain to you or everyone about my chakra. He said. What he said is actually true because he doesn't want to people know about him and Bijus. Humans are greedy and evil who want to take power from them. That's why he doesn't want to explain about Biju's chakra. Beatrice still wants to know how he did, but she understands him and his reasons. He protected Bijus because humans cannot be trusted unlike him. Very well, Kashira. She said. Thank you for listening to me, Beatrice. I knew you're not a bad person to bail. Naruto said with a smile. Do not thank me for this. I'm not nice person what you think I was. Also, you're still not allowed to be in my room and not my friend. She said as she got up and walked toward the bookshelf to grab the book. Funny is she can't reach it because she's too short. Now, shoo. I don't want to be bothered. Then, Naruto approached her and grabbed the book for her as he gave it to her. Is this what you want? He asked nicely as the little girl grabbed the book from him and sat down on the chair. Why you're not leaving? Want me to kick you out? She asked. You're too cold. Naruto said as he sat down on the ground. Why do you have to be so cold to me? Don't you want someone to come in your room and talk? Only Buddy can. Beatrice said. Yes, I know you like to talk with Buddy. Seriously. You need to talk with more people like, you know. People that you know. Beatrice paused as she stopped reading the book and gazed down at the ground. She never talked with anyone except one person that she used to talk with. Not Naruto because he's an annoyed human. It was someone else that she didn't want to tell. Beatrice? Naruto asked as he felt uncomfortable by looking at her eyes. Her eyes seemed to like a little emotion and went silent. Nothing. Beatrice said as she continued to read the book. Alright. So, I heard about your contract that you can't leave the mansion. Beatrice kept reading the book, but her eyes are rolled up to look at him. Yes, I can't leave the mansion. She said. Well, that sucks you can't leave the mansion. Naruto said as he put his hands on his back of the head and relaxed on the bookshelf carefully. Honestly, that wasn't fair for Beatrice because she's not allowed leaving the mansion without the permission from whoever it was. He doesn't want to ask her because he knows that she won't tell him who it was. Alright then. Naruto said as he stood and walked toward the door, but he glanced back to Beatrice. Then, he walked out. Rem didn't see Naruto in his room, but she knows where he is at. She looked outside through the window and found Naruto doing his training. He wasn't moving or anything, but it seems like he's meditating. She was surprised to see him doing that. However, the sky is dark and night. She knows it'll be rude to interrupt his training, but she had to wake him up. So, the blue-haired maid went outside and walked towards Naruto. She stood in front of him and got curious about what kind of meditating does he do. However, her eyes are staring at the whisker marks on his cheeks. She was curious how it feels like to touch them with her hands. Maybe, it'll feel like thick and soft. Hello, Remington. Naruto greeted as his eyes are opened and surprised Remington. He knew she was going for his birthmark whiskers to touch them. You can touch them if you want to. Are you sure? Rem asked with a blush as she turned away, but she wanted to touch his whiskers. She didn't want to do that to him. It's alright, Remington. Just relax. He said as he grabbed her hand and put hers on his whiskers to feel it. Feeling his whiskers in her hand, Rem was so surprised how soft it is. She was right about thick feeling, but it has a soft feeling. How does it feel? Naruto asked. It feels nice and soft. She replied as she stopped for touching his whiskers. Naruto-kun, you need to head back for your bed. I know that, Rem, but I want to stay here for a bit. He said as he looked at the blue-haired maid and tapping his side. Come sit with me. Rem blinked her eyes, but she nodded and sat down with him. She looked at the beautiful moon and stars in the sky. It's a beautiful sky. She said. Yeah, it is. Hopefully, it'll be nice weather tomorrow. Naruto said as he closed his eyes when the nice breeze had on his face. Rem watched him in amazement how relaxing he is with the wind. With his eyes closed and a smile on his face with a gentle wind, he looked so handsome. It was a beautiful picture ever she had. I'm sure it'll be nice tomorrow. She said as she scooted over to get closer him. Naruto. Yeah? He asked as he looked at her. My sister told me you have a witch miasma. Is that true? Rem asked as she stared at him. She knows he's a good person, but she needs to know the truth from him. She won't get mad if he tells her. Yes, I do have a witch miasma. I knew you two were suspicious of me. Naruto answered boldly. Don't worry saying apologize to me. I forgive you. Rem put her hands on the chest where her heart was to feel it. She felt so warm in her heart and happy for Naruto for telling her the truth. Thank you, Naruto-kun. She smiled. No problem to Bayo. He said as he patted her on the head and heard her giggling. That was a cute giggle he ever heard from her. Hey, I can hear your cute giggle. Rem smiled at him, but she felt cold on her arms from the weather. She shivered until she felt warm feeling over her shoulder. Looking over her shoulder, it's Naruto's butler jacket while he was looking at her with a smile on his face. Naruto-kun. She surprised. You were cold, so I decided you need the jacket because I don't want you to get sick. Your sister wouldn't like to see you like that. He said. The blue-haired Oni looked at him as her face began to blush. Thank you. She smiled as her head laid on his shoulder. Really? His jacket is really warm. Rem, is there something you want to ask? Few questions or maybe more. What was that yellow magic you used to dispel the curse? Well, let's just say this is my unique magic. Yin and Yang magic. Naruto answered as he referenced Kurama because he has Yang and Yin chakra or magic. Wow, you have Yin and Yang. I thought you only have Clone and Rasengan. Rem said in amazement. That's very surprised that blonde ninja had Yin and Yang, but his magic was quite different than the others. His yellow magic is unfamiliar to her. She has seen him use glowing yellow arms to dispel the curses for children. They're almost looking similar to witch's magic, but it's different. She remembered Naruto's magic is a warm feeling. She's wrong about his magic. It's not witch magic. Hey, Remington. Naruto said as the blue-haired girl looked at him. I heard about your village. It was destroyed by the witch cult. They took away everything from you and your sister. I'm sorry. It's okay, Naruto-kun. Roswell took care of us, so you don't have to worry about us. She said with a slight smile. You don't deserve to have this life. You deserve a happy life. The blonde man said as he clenched his fist tightens. Naruto-kun, don't worry about me. I accepted this life because I want to forget the pain and fear. Rem said as she took his hand and gulped it. But, you changed me what I've become. You gave me a new life. So, thank you for not giving me up. Never mind. Naruto sighed as he smiled at her and stroked her on the head. I'm glad to hear it from you. Rem was blushed when he strokes on her head, but she loves it. This is her second time getting a stroke from him. A cute giggle slipped past Rem's lips, she couldn't help it. Rem? What is it? Why are you giggling? Naruto asked. Well, he found an answer as Rem kissed on his cheek with surprise. Rem? Well, there's no helping it, so I gave you this. Rem said with a blush as she stood up and rushed toward the mansion. She doesn't know why she did that to him. Good night. The blonde shinobi lost his words. He doesn't know how to respond to this. Roswell, what are you up to? Naruto thought as he stared at the ceiling and used the image of him. He knows he's up for something. Knock knock. The blonde man was surprised when someone knocked on the door in the middle of the night. Who is it? He asked. It's me. Naruto-kun, are you awake? Rem asked. Yeah, give me seconds. He said as he got up from the bed and walked toward the door. He opened it and looked at Rem with pajamas. I cannot sleep, so. She said with a blush as she held her hands tightened and looked at him. Can I sleep with you? Naruto blinked his eyes for the seconds and a flush of embarrassment rose to his cheeks. What? Why your sister will kill me if she found us this. He said. Just for one time. I can't sleep because I had a nightmare. Rem said. Can I sleep with you? Please. For the love of a god, why is Rem so cute? Naruto wants to say no to her, but he cannot say that word. This innocent girl wants to sleep with him because she had a nightmare. Well, alright. You can sleep with me in one night. He said as he saw Rem showed a happy on her face. Those two went to the bed and sleep together. Naruto was the one who turned off the light first before going to bed. They're so close to the bed. Their faces are too close, about a few inches. You look nervous. Rem said. Of course, I look nervous. Naruto said with a blush as he heard giggling from her. It's not funny. You are funny. This is my first time to sleep with a girl. My first time to sleep with a boy. Rem giggled as she earned a poke on her stomach from Naruto. Stop, that's tickles. Then, stop making fun of me. I'm going to sleep. Naruto paused as Rem moved closer and wrapped her arms around his waist. Thank you, Naruto-kun. Naruto was blushed a bit, but he just pulled her toward him with his arm. He heard her gasp in surprise, so he checked on her face. Are you comfortable? He asked. Rem nodded without saying words as she began to sleep and still held his waist. Now, she's safe with him. Her sleepy face was so cute and peaceful. Good night, Remington. Naruto said before going to sleep. If you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you later, bye bye.